Look, be honest for a second. If I asked you right now what would change more in your life, going from 0 to 5 in $1,000, or going from 45,000 to 50,000, your brain knows the math answer, but your gut already picked one. Because that first $5,000 feels different. It's the difference between checking your bank app with anxiety and checking it with control. It's the difference between one bad bill could ruin me and okay, I can breathe. And here's the weird part. Even though $50,000 is 10 times bigger, your brain barely reacts to it the same way. Today we're talking about why your first $5,000 rewires your brain more than your next $50,000, and how understanding this can completely change how you save, invest, and build. My name is Peter, and I spend way too much time thinking about money behavior, investing psychology, and why smart people make terrible financial decisions. If you're someone who works hard, makes money, but still feels like you're one surprise expense away from stress, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you. Because here's the thing, this video isn't really about money. It's about what money does to your brain. Most people assume wealth changes linearly. They think more money equals proportionally more peace. But that's not how humans work. In reality, the first dollars you save have a massively outsized psychological impact, while later dollars mostly just sit there. This isn't motivational talk. This is behavioral economics. And once you see it, you'll never think about saving or investing the same way again. Let's start with what $5,000 actually represents. For most people, the average emergency expense is around $1,200 to $2,000. Nearly 60% of people can't cover a $1,000 emergency with cash, and about 1 in 3 adults would need to borrow, sell something, or miss payments. So when you go from 0 to 5,000, you don't just gain money, you gain margin, optionality, and psychological safety. Your brain switches modes. You move from survival thinking to planning thinking, and that change is everything. When you're low on savings, your brain is literally operating differently. There's a concept called scarcity mindset. Research shows financial scarcity can reduce cognitive capacity by the equivalent of losing 10 to 13 IQ points. That's similar to pulling an all-nighter or being mildly intoxicated. So when you're broke, it's not that you're bad with money. Your brain is busy screaming, protect, survive, avoid pain. That's why people avoid opening bills, delay investing, and make short-term decisions they later regret. Your first $5,000 quiets that noise? Now let's talk about the other side. Going from 45,000 to 50,000 is objectively great, but psychologically your brain shrugs. Diminishing emotional returns kick in. The first dollars solve problems. Later dollars mostly improve comfort. Your brain is wired to respond to risk reduction, not abstract growth. 5,000 removes fear. 50,000 mostly upgrades convenience. That's why early progress feels life-changing and later progress feels slow, even when it's bigger. Let's make this concrete. Person A starts with 0 and saves 5,000. Their net worth increases infinitely, but more importantly, their stress drops dramatically. Person B starts with 45,000 and grows to 50,000. That's an 11% increase, but their lifestyle barely changes. This asymmetry explains why so many people quit saving early. They expect later money to feel like early money. It doesn't. Might be thinking, if 5,000 is so powerful, why not just stop there? Because the goal isn't the number. The goal is what the number unlocks. 5,000 unlocks calm decision-making, patience, and long-term thinking. And those traits are what create the next 50,000. Your first 5,000 creates a confidence loop. You think, okay, I did this once, I can do it again. That belief matters more than the amount. It's the moment you stop seeing wealth as something other people have and start seeing it as something you build. That mindset shift is permanent. You might be thinking, if 5,000 is so powerful, why not just stop there? Because the goal isn't the number. The goal is what the number unlocks. 5,000 unlocks calm decision-making, patience, and long-term thinking. And those traits are what create the next 50,000. Here's the brutal truth. Most people never reach 50,000 because they never fully respect the first 5,000. They treat it as spending money, invest it too aggressively, or drain it for lifestyle upgrades. They confuse financial progress with financial freedom. The $5,000 stage is fragile. Protecting it matters more than growing it fast. Before 5,000, investing feels risky, losses feel personal, and market dips feel terrifying. After 5,000, volatility feels tolerable. Time becomes your ally, and you can actually follow a strategy. This is why telling broke people to just invest often backfires. They don't need returns first. They need stability first. Think of money like oxygen. The first few breaths after being underwater feel incredible. Breath number 50 is nice, but not life-changing. 5,000 is oxygen. 50,000 is altitude. People who respect early milestones stay invested longer, panic less, and compound more effectively. Over 20 to 30 years, behavior matters more than returns. A calm investor with average returns beats a stressed investor with great intentions every time. Look, if you feel behind, you're not broken. You're just earlier than you think. Your first 5,000 isn't small. It's foundational. It changes how you think, how you decide, and how you invest. And once your brain changes, the money follows. If this helped clarify how money actually works, not just on paper, but in real life, subscribe to the channel. I post videos every week breaking down wealth, investing, and money psychology in a way that actually makes sense.